Hi guys, so we're going to make Play-Doh today, just the straight form of Play-Doh. We'll start with the ingredients. William's helping me today, aren't you, Wills? So we've got some plain flour, we've got some vegetable oil, salt, cream of tartar, measuring cup, a spoon. We've actually got a quarter measure cup and we've got a full measuring cup as well. And we're using hot water today, but you can use hot water or cold water. You can also use the option of doing boiling water to dissolve your salt, but we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, and so we're going to start with doing some measuring. There's no reason the kids can't get involved in this as much as possible. In fact, most of the preschoolers would be able to run the process themselves. William, can you give me 2 full cups, one at a time, into the big bowl? I might need to scoop a little bit more in there. That's the way. That's it, that's great. Thanks, bud. 1. That's it, and don't worry too much about, that's it, great. Don't worry too much about those quantities being like super perfect. We're talking about flour, so it's not a massive problem if they're not 100%. There we go, we're going to use a full, so just hold this over the bowl. We're going to use a quarter a cup of cream of tartar. And I think some recipes will say 2 tablespoons. It'll all come out. And again, don't worry if it's a little bit different to that, that's great. Cream of tartar is the part of the Play-Doh mixture that makes it nice and soft and squishy, so we want lots of it. So if there's a bit extra, it's not going to do anyone any harm. For the salt, we're going to have half a cup of salt. Can you hold that over there again? And we'll do some pouring rather than scooping it in. That's it, we'll pour. So we'll use 2 quarter cups today, and you can use the measurements however you'd like to. Again, if there's a little bit extra salt, that's okay. Tip it in. Brilliant. Keep going, you can hold it. The salt will help keep it preserved. Now the thing with salt sometimes as well to remember is if you have too much salt, it's going to make it crunchy and dry out really quickly. And so we might give that a bit of a stir just to mix those dry ingredients together, and then we'll start adding the wet ingredients. That's it. Looks good. Well done. Thank you. So would you like to hold the measuring cup and the oil? We're going to do a quarter of a cup of oil. It's a bit slippery, so just be a bit careful with that one. Very good. Fill up to a quarter of a cup. That's it. The oil's going to stop the Play-Doh from being sticky, so it's a really important factor. Good work. Thank you. That's brilliant. Okay, and then the last thing we've got to do is add the food colouring and the water. So we'll just wait. We'll just hold off on stirring that for a minute. And we're going to put some, we've got boiling water today because it dissolves the salt really quickly. So we'll have a full cup. I need to just check the measurements on that. Is that a full cup? Almost? Almost. Tiny bit more. And then would you like to very carefully, Wills, put 2 or 3 drops of green colouring into the boiling water. Just very carefully, that's the way. Well done. The water's going to go a beautiful green colour, and as we pour that in, I'm going to do the pouring because this is boiling. Would you like to do the stirring? Great. So just probably pour about half of it in to start with. And get the ingredients mixing in together. That's it. Great for gross motor skills, great science skills. Beautiful fine motor strength building activity once it's done. Lots of creative play. Play-Doh is one of our most amazing resources. So is that a bit dry still, isn't it? So we'll pour a bit more of this water in. Finish that off. Now I would say sometimes that a cup is going to be enough, and sometimes if you've got a little tiny bit of extra flour in there from when you're making your Play-Doh, you'll need sometimes to have a little bit more. It might feel a little bit wet, but you can always put a sprinkling of flour on the table and get the children to help you knead it in. How does that feel now?
Great.
Nice and sticky. Can we have a little try? So you can see in that bowl now, that's all coming together really nicely like a dough. Looks nice and soft. The boiling water helps to dissolve that salt and mix it in really nicely. All the ingredients are coming together, and then the only thing left to do is just to take it out. It will be, if you've used boiling water, it will be too hot for the little ones, but if you've left the water to cool a bit, it's usually fine for them to start using their hands. You can take it out. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. So just make sure you check it before you let children hold it. There's beautiful, soft, light green Play-Doh for us to use today. At Cressy Road Early Learning.